Hello everyone, this is Pam Hemphill. I'm doing part 2 of a video that I'm debunking all the lies they're putting out there on me. It's a big, huge smear campaign. It started with Genealogy Girl and a few others on X. But Genealogy Girl, her name is Teresa. She's actually put out information about me that could put me in harm's way. And so is Sin. She started the Idaho Liberty Dogs. Now Sin's group is far right, and they go after the LGBTQ and you name it. They're in the mega cult. But you're probably asking, why are you doing this on Christmas? Because this is my amends to me, and if my grandchildren ever watch their garbage, I want them to know, in case something happens to me, my side of the story. And it's healing to push back on your perpetrator. That's what I was taught. You confront them. You don't let them get away with this or think that they're going to try to discredit you where you'll just hide and be afraid of them. No, I don't like bullies. I'll continue to push back on you when you're lying, when you're not being honest. So let's get started with this video. This is his video. That's him right there. And they're showing little video clips. Yeah, they're showing little video clips. So let me go through this with you and stop it when they're being dishonest. So hold on.
Let her go over there and sit down until she was up at the top of the Capitol. That is what was 8 minutes. Because Pam said she sat there for 20 minutes. Now,
No, there's no way to recall how long you sat somewhere. It's not like you're watching your watch. You know, no matter what I say, they twist it or try to make me look like a liar. But I don't know how long I was there. It seemed like 20 minutes. It could have been 10 minutes.
Before this, scroll down. Past the thread.
I'll show you.
Down in where I put the comments for the thread.
Where? Go.
Down at the very bottom. Go down.
Okay.
Further down. It's going to be all the way down past the thread. Okay, wait. Go back up. Right up here where the pictures are. Not there. Not that one, but the one above it. Right there. That is Pam going inside the Capitol.
Let's see it.
To see the video where I get pushed in. Here you go.
Bro, we're going to the balcony. Oh, they trashed Pelosi's office. It's destroyed. Oh, you destroyed. Go in there. It's beautiful. There's always like fancy paintings and sculptures. Go in. It's fucking great.
As she lines herself up.
Yeah, and I don't blame them because they don't know what we want, and I don't know what these people want either. I'm just here to be here. Yeah. So, I'm honestly so grateful. I thought I was going to be there for the next, like, 20 hours. I thought I was going to
So you see people coming in and out, and you don't know what's going on. I don't know about the violence on the other side. Now I know they were letting them out this door from the other side. And I'm saying I want to go in, because I do, if it's legal. But I see 2 officers at the door, so I thought I'm going to make sure I get it on video that they're telling me, yes, you're allowed to come in. But there's a whole bunch of people behind you, and I'm saying, be careful, be careful. They keep pushing you. There's nowhere to go. You're stuck in that crowd.
I couldn't tell you why. Don't take your house.
Oscar.
So these are videos they're showing and twisting what really happened. They're trying to get everybody out of the Capitol, and I go behind the police officers because I've just been stepped on, pushed in, and I was scared of ever getting back in that crowd. I went across the Capitol and sat down, and an officer by the name of Joe came and helped me, so I'll skip a lot of this.
Interesting.
And this is
Okay.
from the, that's from the CCTV.
Okay.
I just happened to see it because I was looking for another guy, Samuel DeGandhi, right? Because he captured video of Pam.
So they find little clips and they twist what's really going on, and anybody could do that. So let's go to here. I'm showing a video when I'm leaving the Capitol. I'm going through the corridors with an officer. His name's Joe. And I'm being nice to the officers, saying nice things to them. Let me skip all this.
She left with pantyhose and came home with one stocking. And she couldn't stay sober long enough.
Well, let's go back a little bit here.
But then
She's the only one. She's the only one who tells the truth. She knows everything. Everyone else lies.
Statement of facts.
Yeah, that's where she tried to get her probation ended after the little decision. I have all of her documents if you don't have them.
No, it's all good. This is perfect. This is enough. I think Pam's gonna leave me alone after this. She might go after everybody else, but I don't think she's gonna mention my name no more.
Sorry. Yes, I am.
I mean, if she does, I told you guys what I got planned for for the next one.
In your instant message on X, I also gave you know how she says, maybe a parking ticket. I don't have any criminal history, maybe a parking ticket.
Oh, let's pull it up.
There's a whole...
my criminal history. I want to see her criminal history. Let's see.
There's a whole shit ton of stuff.
Oh, I want to see
And
that.
Michael's on there too.
That's somebody else. It's just...
Well, and she's gotten charged.
You don't talk about me
And
for...
then,
I don't know what I'm reading is not me. There's parking tickets. If there was any kind of criminal history, it would have been on my court documents. There is an incident where I rented a room because I was waiting for my apartment to open up. I met a lady in the program, and she said she had a room with other people that were renting rooms in her house, one of her houses she rented out. And I said, well, I could stay there if you don't mind, just for a month though, because I have an apartment that's going to be available. And she said, sure. So I rented the room, and there was 3 really crazy guys there. And one of them was smoking pot, so I got a hold of her and I said, look at this, one of these guys are smoking pot here, and I don't want to be around any drugs. So she must have confronted him, and later they set me up and put out this lie that I had taken some kind of cartoon picture or something. And the police officer came and arrested me. And then when I got to jail, they released me. And of course, there was never any charges because there was never any proof. They just lied about it, that's all. And they're trying to use it and smear me. Now, my attorney was upset that the prosecutor even put that in my court records because I was never charged. That never happened. And the newspaper put out a lie. And I should have, when I'm looking back, I should have sued the newspaper because they put out a big old lie, a smear thing. It was nothing evidence. It was just these 2 guys that were mad at me telling these lies about me in the newspaper. But let's let that go because who knows what that guy was trying to do that day. I don't know. All I know is I got a call from the detectives telling me they apologized for ever arresting me because it was wrong and they knew it.
Being a drug dealer when I was a kid?
And then the jail was so packed that they let her go.
Oh, well, I don't know why she's talking about you and what you've done because Pam used to be a stripper.
I gotta say that I can't imagine that. That probably was horrible.
It's disgusting.
I gotta say, I'd rather be...
I worked in those bars when I was about 18, 19. Yes, that's part of my alcohol and drug story. Yep, I wanted to be a nun before that. But this is no secret because I share this story in Alcoholics Anonymous all the time. from wanting to be a nun to working in those dancing clubs, exotic clubs. So
Rather be a drug dealer than a thief any day. And you go to any
I never was no drug dealer.
prison and you ask any person, they're gonna tell you the same thing. Drug dealer for sure. A thief, you can't trust a thief. You
And
cannot
she's a
trust a thief.
liar. She steals the truth from people every day.
This is crazy.
That man that owned that Snoopy painting collectible, he was planning on using that to retire. It was worth a pretty penny. And she just...
Well, the last thing I heard, though, about that, when there was some research that he was a compulsive gambler. And he was going to say that, tell the insurance that somebody stole it, and that way he could sell it and make money from it from the insurance company too. So there's two sides to every story.
destroyed it out of jealousy. She got butt naked in the shower with Snoopy.
Now that's part of the story that was in the newspaper. It was an outright lie. I think it's too late to go back and sue him, but I sure wish I could.
In a place where when you growing up, you think automatically, before you even learn your ABCs, you learn how to throw up a gang sign. You know what I'm saying? And I thought I didn't have no other choices in life when I was doing what I was doing. And then when I started to figure it out, I started to move away from all of that. And I did. By the age of 23, I was done with everything. Everything. By the age of 21, I was out of the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud of myself. Pam,
I'm pretty proud of you
my
too.
past as a testimony. My past helps other young.
My past does too. Can you say you haven't drank and used for 45 years?
Young men in this country. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But with Pam,
And you're still out there lying about January 6th. You're proud about standing on a statue.
Pam, it shocks me because she says she loves the black community and
No, she
about
hadn't
God.
always loved. No.
I don't think she loves the black community now, which I don't give a damn if she does.
You have a black woman sponsor for over 30 years. Tell me that.
If she doesn't, I don't love the black community. I love American community. I love good community.
He does not like the Black Lives Matter, that's for sure.
Got shit to do with color.
Right.
But when somebody like Pam puts it out there that how much she's done for her, loves the black community and all this shit, just lets me know what kind of person you really are, what you really think. You trying to get some accolades off of what? We don't give it. Personally, you ask any brother in the black community, tell me, ain't no damn black. Bro, this is about, for me, for Kash, it's about American community, good community. And color ain't got nothing.
Make sure you say, he made sure he said on another video that he loves everybody except for white women liberals.
To do with it. I've had Puerto Ricans,
That's right.
white, blacks, Mexicans, Chinese, Arab, everybody in my community.
Cuban.
Yeah, she just, I don't know. She's a weirdo. She's just a weirdo.
Yes, she is. And she that's what got Noelle and I together. Somebody came in one of her spaces and they brought up,
Noelle's another person that's really done a lot of damage, and people are listening to her. She's never proven that she's a professional journalist. She claims to be. I'd like to see her credentials. But Noelle has done a lot of damage, and shame on you, Noelle. And these two, Teresa and now Sin, and of course now Kash Kelly has jumped on board, are so obsessed with me and taking everything from my past to make sure I'm discredited. I wonder why.
they asked her, "Are you indigenous, Pam?" Because Pam kept saying she was. And that made me...
No, let's correct this. I said I don't know. My mother was adopted in Florida. She could either be Native American or, let's see, Cuban, because Cuba's real close to Florida. And the pictures we have of her look like one of those camps that they were putting Native American women in. It looks like it. But we don't know. My father was German, from Germany. But we don't know if we're Hispanic or Native American or Cuban or... I hope I'm Native American. But it doesn't matter. They lie about everything.
Made me go on Ancestry.com, and I guess Noelle did the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we both built family trees for Pam Hemphill,
Do you see how obsessed they are? Do you hear this?
right? She's not indigenous. Her grandmother was born in Mexico.
No, my grandmother that adopted my mother is from Spain.
Matter of fact, her dad went down there and went to the embassy, and he brought home her grandfather.
I don't know where they're getting this. It's a bunch of bull.
Brought home a wife and her son.
No, my mother's mother, Dina, had 2 children, a girl and a boy. And he married her and brought her to the United States. And he met her in Spain.
Right? So he's got a stepson that's Mexican and a wife that's Mexican.
And I'm Mexican. I'm from Spain.
Her grandmother is a Mexican, born and bred. And of course, they all say Spain, but they're Mexican.
So
No, sorry.
that's why she wants the borders open now, because
But being Mexican be great too. Part Mexican, part Indian, whatever, it'd be great. I love that.
she's trying to get the rest of her cousins over here, huh?
I don't know.
I get it.
I know one thing. She went to
Her mom probably killed all of them.
She went.
Stark.
I shared you that too. I shared that with you too.
Oh, yeah. Her mom's a serial killer of immigrants.
Me and my brother wrote a book for 10 years about my mother. My mother was a psychopath. My brother started having memories probably 17, 18 years sober in recovery. And I just didn't have them for a long time. But it's true. She was insane. And the man she was married to at the time was a narcissist. And he would sexually abuse me. And they had something on each other because he would molest the girls. And my mother would kill him. That's what I was raised with. And when I tried to tell my stepfather, Chuck, about what my mother was doing, he confronted her, and she, the next day, looked at me and said, "You'll never, ever talk again." She pulled out all the hair out of the back of my head, put sticks in more places I won't share, locked me in the closet, beat me so bad. I was lying in a pool of blood when my stepfather came home later that day, took me to her, and she looked at me and said, "I don't know what the hell happened to her. My God." But she did a number on me at 5 years old for trying to talk about it and share. And I was trying to tell on her. And I didn't talk for a year after that as a 5-year-old. And you know 5-year-olds, you cannot get them to stop talking. But I didn't talk. I didn't say a word. She beat me that bad. Thank God I found drugs at 13, huh? Because living with a psychopath, she stopped later. But we wrote a book on it, and I hope someday we can get that book out. I like to call it, because everybody says, "Your mother did what?" You know? But I want to get it out there so people know that you can recover, you can get well, no matter what kind of childhood abuse you've had growing up, that God can restore you to sanity. Look, at 45 years, I haven't had to drink. I turned my will and my life over to the care of God. It has not been easy. I've been through depression. I've had suicidal thoughts. I've had to get outside help. I've had to do a lot. But thank God I've been in the program, the 12-step program. That's helped a lot. I remember when I was talking to my therapist, he says, "There's a lot of cases out there, a lot of abusive cases. We've never heard of one like you that is still here. Most of them are locked up in mental hospitals or they've overdosed on drugs. How are you still sane and living a decent life?" And I said, I got to give the credit to the 12-step program and to my belief in a higher power, that I decided that no matter what kind of childhood I came from, that I was going to get well and heal from this. And they want to take my childhood and shame me with it. I feel sorry for you. You don't know what I've had to go through to not take that first drink and not take that first drug and trust in a higher power. I had to go through days, weeks, months of feeling all that pain and crying my heart out. I never met my father. He died from alcoholism when I was 5 years old. I was raised with 3 maniac, narcissistic, alcoholic stepfathers. They used to take my brothers in the bedroom and beat them with a rubber hose naked. So I am living proof what God could do for you. Let's go on and see what else they're saying.
Grandbabies.
That's
You got to hear
insane.
that video.
Grandmother, thanks, Pam, for coming back.
Skipping some of this.
To not be in the same state as her. So she moved back to Boise.
So did he say if this is true or not?
We don't
Nope.
know. No, but
I would
you know,
love to.
okay. Her brother's artwork. He does shows for children of sexual abuse. Talks about taking 20 tabs of orange sunshine, which is an acid.
Yeah, there was a time I overdosed. I took 20 tabs of orange sunshine. That's LSD. Tried to kill myself with it.
Or no more.
All of her lies are easy to debunk, as she likes to say.
Yeah, so
Now,
Pam,
Val
look.
and I have.
They don't know my life. You don't know what I've been through. But telling my story, thank you. I appreciate that. So maybe somebody listening could know that you don't have to commit suicide. You don't have to stay in a mental hospital all your life, in and out, because I know some that are, because they've been through some hell. PTSD is not easy to get healed from. It's very difficult. But I don't know what they're trying to do this for, to make somebody feel shameful and bad for how they were abused as a child. And abuse is a light word. If you ever watched the movie Misery, that was my mother. That's where it come from. But it just shows you that God can heal you, no matter what you've been through.
Done hella work. Sin has given me receipts for everything that she says about Pam. And
I talked
Pam
to
lies
Noelle
about
today.
Sin all day, every day, even though Sin used to feed the woman.
Yeah.
But Pam takes charity and all that as weakness. She takes seriously.
That's why
Kindness.
you don't
is
feed the
weakness.
animals at the zoo, Sin.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
Look, I'm gonna say this. I got a call that I'm on tomorrow with Noelle, and I believe it's gonna be a live. Well, I don't know if we're gonna do a live or if I'm gonna chop.
Oh, so he's going to talk to Noelle. Look, in sobriety, I have shared my whole life story. I do it all the time in meetings, especially when I'm asked to be a speaker, to share with others that no matter what you've been through, how much you drank or used drugs, or no matter what type of parents you had that were very extremely abusive to you, you can recover. You can recover. You can stay sober. One day at a time. I have since August 10th, 1979.
Chop it up and make it into like a documentary, because I'm gonna tell you guys, I'm thankful to both of you guys for introducing me to Noelle, because she's brilliant, very brilliant woman. Talked to her and her husband today. Her husband's dope too.
Now, Noelle, as far as I know, I don't know much about her, but she claims to be a journalist, but where's her credentials? She was there on January 6th, but she's claiming that she was there taking pictures, so I don't know, maybe you guys know more. But they're taking her word for it. Now, she's done a documentary on one of the ladies that I know here, Sinclair, Sincere, that's here in Boise, Idaho, that I met at one of Anna Bundy's protests. And she got arrested for not wearing a mask. And she's a hothead, really a hothead. And she was in the Marines. And when I met her after January 6th, I was so scared. And she said, whatever you do, do not plead guilty. Go take it all the way to trial. And I said, no, I'm guilty. I'm trespassing. She seemed very strange, and she talked a lot about QAnon. And I didn't know what QAnon was at the time, but I knew what she was talking about was really weird stuff. So I went in the bathroom and I told myself, let's get out of here. I went back, sat down for a minute, and told her, I gotta go, because I just couldn't handle being around her. Well, she's doing a documentary on her. She's using her. She's trying to investigate all the J6 women. And she said she respects those other J6 women that are still denying that they did anything wrong on January 6th. She respects them more than me.
And yeah,
She's pretty cool.
she's on the other side. Like, we probably have totally different views politically, but we were
Yes,
able
we
to
do.
really have this cool conversation about like unity, you know what I'm saying? And being able to be on different sides, but still have cordial conversations and civil conversations. And
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to doing that tomorrow. So everybody that's watching right now, be on the lookout for that. I'll let you know before we do it. I'll make a post. Ladies, tell them where they can follow y'all at.
Well, I'm Teresa Skaggs 5 on X, and send
My personal page I just created, Sin La Cubana, or Idaho Liberty Dogs,
All right, and what I'll
which
do
is ID Liberty Dogs. Sorry.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share this again, and I'll tag you guys in it and tell everybody that's where they can find you guys at if they want to get more information.
Appreciate that.
This has been great. I really appreciate you guys taking time out of
So
your day.
much fun. Thank you.
No
yes.
problem. God bless y'all. And
God bless you too, honey.
all y'all watching, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for all the reposts. I gotta say, Pam, I don't want to do this no more. Okay, can we stop? I know you like to dance, but I don't like doing this dance. I feel kind of bad having to put your life out there, but I feel like it's fair as well because you.
No, you do not. You're enjoying this because it makes you look like you're a good man. So don't lie there. You're all enjoying this. Nobody has to go through your life and share all the things you've done. Sin and her gang. And Teresa, I wonder where she works at that school, if they know what she's doing. You know, I've done my research too, but I'm not putting it out there for you, against you. I'm not trying to harm you. And that's all you're trying to do here. Hoping that I will stop talking about the J6 narrative and make me look like some crazy person. Well, I really was when I was growing up and during my alcohol and drug use. I wasn't a well person. I wasn't. But I have recovered. I've gotten much better. And on January 6th, that was just a gullible me believing you guys that the election had been stolen. I didn't know anything about fact checking, you know. And who would ever believe a president would be lying? People around him had told Trump that the election hadn't been stolen, but he stayed with the narrative. And he used J6ers, and the reason he didn't pardon them right afterwards is because he knew he was going to need them later. He had to make them more of a victim of the DOJ, keep them in prison so you could see that how bad they're being treated. Well, they're not being treated bad. Prison is not fun. There's a lot of things that go on in there that are not fun. And they don't seem fair, but it's prison. But some of the things they've said about what's happening in there are all propaganda. They're lying. They are getting due process. They are pushing back on their trials. They requested. They lie to you about everything. Ryan Sampson said that his whole eyeball was taken out when it wasn't, but his gifts and go up. Jake Lane, he's got $100,000 and more. Books, videos. He's making a pretty penny by being a victim and lying and saying he's not got due process. You just go, it's called court recordings. You'll see that when you're reading the recordings, the court recordings, that they're getting due process. So they lie about everything. And of course now they got to put out about Pam because I am the biggest voice out there against the J6 defendants. Now we got the sedition hunters, and we got other people that are doing the same thing I'm doing. They're not, actually, I get some of the information from them. That's how I started, and the reason I started pushing back is because I had learned a lot from the sedition hunters and some real serious professional researchers that I could not deny the facts. It was right there in front of me, and learned that they're all lying about everything. And so what they want to make sure that you know that I'm a liar and I don't tell the truth, and that way I can be discredited and you won't hear my story. But I don't care. All I could tell you is on January 6th, I had no business being there. I had a choice. I could have left. I pleaded guilty because I am guilty. I'm ashamed that I was ever there that day and that I listened to all of you and that I followed Ammon Bundy, believing that he was a man of God and he was interpreting the Constitution when I didn't have any information about the Constitution. But they don't. They lie about the Constitution. They twist it to make you think that they could do things like start their own citizen grand jury. They got these sheriffs ready to go out and arrest officials, and they'll bring them to their grand juries. All this stuff. I was just so naive, so trusting, believing in you guys. But all I can do now is do the best I can to make amends, make it right, keep speaking out. Let the officers know that day that I look at them as the heroes, and that the narrative that the J6ers are putting out there and the MAGA are all lies. I was there. It was an insurrection. Love you all.